Hey ladies, welcome back to the channel. Have you heard that competitions are won from the back? Well, this is especially true for the wellness division. So let's talk about what should be happening in the back pose. We want to make sure that you're including all of the elements that you need. So I'm going to go through top to bottom what those judges are looking for. We'll look at some pros and some amateurs to get a feel of what is expected. Now remember, every body is different and every competitor is at a different stage in their journey. So I want to show you a variety of bodies so that you understand that you will not look like Ms. Olympia in your first handful of shows. Building big, thick muscle takes time, remember? Okay, let's get into it. So starting with the top half of the body. So we see that ideally there is some width in the shoulders. The main reason for this is to look like you have a taper down to a small waist. Now, for federations like NPC, you will not be moving your hair in the back pose. In wellness, you're not wanting big lats and shoulders per se, but you're using these muscles to give you a specific look, which is having the appearance of a smaller waist so that your lower body looks larger. And even if you will be moving your hair, like for OCB, that upper body structure is used to define your overall shape. So you don't want to be overly large or defined on top, but also not so soft that there is no shape. Now your hands can be placed either on your thighs or right in the area between your upper legs and pelvis where your hip flexors are. I generally prefer the latter since it allows you to gently push in on your body, helping you to push those hips back. Okay, and those elbows are going to be slightly tucked in so that you don't look as wide on top. Remember, wellness is not about symmetry. Lower body rules in this category. So let's talk about that. Let's talk lower half, specifically glutes, hamstrings, quads. So your glutes and your legs are the foundation of wellness, and building these requires time, consistency, and heavy lifting. If you're in the wellness category, you should be hitting these areas a few times a week. Now you want to lift your glutes in the back pose while pushing your hips back over your heels, but be sure not to bend forward. Okay, so from the back, if I keep my pelvis in, we're gonna do a tilt and push. Back is straight up. You can see this better from the side. So you're standing straight up with your upper body, moving only your hips up and back, or tilt, right? Tilt or arch and push. Now in your back pose stance, your legs should be just wider than your hips with your toes slightly turned out. Don't make the mistake of turning your toes out too far. Okay, it won't look good and you really are not going to be able to engage your quads very well at all. Now I know you're trying to show the quad in the back pose, but if you don't have that kind of size yet, you don't want to sacrifice the whole shape of the leg. Now I want to talk about the ever elusive glute ham tie-in for a sec, okay? I just want you to know that it's not all about conditioning to get it. Yes, that's important, but also you have to have the density of thick hamstrings and glutes to really see it in its full glory. And if you feel like you have to bend way over to get that tie-in to show, then you don't have it this time around, and that's okay. You're not alone in this regard. Focus on what you do have and really get your posing down to show it off. Now you can have a slight bend in your knees, and by that I mean unlocked, just unlocked, not bent. So from the side, just unlocked, not bent. Okay? Be sure to take video of yourself to see what you're actually doing. It can feel one way and look very different, right? So here I just feel like I'm barely bending my knees, but obviously that's not the case. So I really want to just unlock them. Very, very slight. Bending does not look attractive from the back, so Just watch how much you do this in your practice. So to recap what should be included in your wellness back pose, you want your chest up, looking straight forward. Depending on your body shape and your composition, a slight flare in the lats. You want your pelvis tilted and hips pushed back. Legs just wider than your hip width with your toes pointed slightly outward. Flex the legs with unlocked, not bent knees. Put all those elements together and you have a beautiful back pose. I'm here when you're ready to refine your posing, so click the link below to get started with me. Let me help you realize your full potential and achieve your goal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.